everyone, and welcome to the Woolly Wonka Fibers podcast. My name is Anne, and this is a video podcast about my knitting, my spinning, crafty goodness, my indie dye and indie design business. You can find me on the web at www.woollyWonkaFiber.com, and I have a Facebook group and an Instagram account under Woolly Wonka Fibers. You can also find my Ravelry group under the same name, and if you're interested, you can find my personal Ravelry page, which has all my design information, under Bunny Spinner. How is everybody doing? It is definitely fall. We had some gorgeous cool weather. It's heated back up a little bit, but then we had, I think, a front come through last night. We had a little bit of rain and the temperatures cooled back down, so I'm hoping that that is the end of the sort of warm Indian summer here in northern New Mexico. I'm ready for lots of cool weather. I'm ready for the fall to officially be here and not feel like summer anymore, all of that good stuff. It has been a crazy, crazy busy week, so this will be a fairly short podcast this go round. I think I mentioned last time I recorded that I have a ton of dye business happening right now, which is great. I'm very grateful always for orders of any kind. But I was feeling a little bit disorganized, and I work much better if I have lists to work off of, so I pulled myself together a list of everything that needed to be dyed, minus the clubs, which I already have started and know about, that are going to be going out, the fiber club that'll go out in October, and the shawl club that goes out the 1st of November. So anything that I had that needed to get dyed for either an individual customer or a wholesale client between now and, let's say, November 1st, with a little wiggle room in there, but not much. And I had just under 1,000 skeins that I have to get taken care of. So I have been in the dye room crazy amounts of hours this past week. I will be in the dye room crazy amounts of hours this week until I head off to the Austin Yarn Crawl on Friday, which I will be gone early Friday morning. I fly out and I will be home midday Tuesday. I will be in the Jonestown area at the Happy You yarn store, which is a great little yarn store. You should definitely check it out if you're in the greater Austin area. So I will be there for meet and greet on Saturday and Sunday, and then I will be teaching classes on Monday. There's 2 available. I think there may be 1 or 2 slots left open. I'm not totally sure about that after the weekend, so I will put a link to the shop in the show notes, and then you can check that out online or give the shop a call and see if they've got space if you're interested in that. One of the classes is a kind of an introduction to different wool breeds, and then the other class is a knitting tips tricks class to help you kind of improve the professional look of your knitting, I guess I would call it. We'll go through things from cast on all the way through binding off, so there'll be a little bit of everything in that class. So that is my current totally nutty state here at this end, and as a result there has not been a lot of other things like knitting or spinning going on. But let's jump in. We'll talk about what I have gotten accomplished. I do have an FO to share, and this is the Lucy cardigan. This was the fall cardigan that the pattern and yarn was batched together for my sweater club members. This is the second of the 2 that'll be in 2016. It's knit with my RTO sock, which is a 50-50 blend of superwash BFL, Blue Face Leicester, and silk. It's a little crisper than the merino silk blend, something I really like. I like how it shows off stitch patterns. I like how it drapes. I like how it blocks. Oh, there's Emma. Where is she? Over there. Helping like she does. So anyway, I have, I think, 3 more sweater batches to dye and go out the door. I'm hoping to have those done before I leave for Austin, so you should have those in your hot little hands and can get knitting. The cardigan is worked from the bottom hem up. It's worked to the armpits, and then the different, the two fronts and the back are divided, and you work the shaping up to the shoulder seams. The sleeves are worked in the round up to the armpit, and then they're worked back and forth to shape the cuff, or shape the cap. Fronts have a really straightforward little lace pattern on them. The set-in sleeves, whoops, my mannequin is like she's drunk, have a larger kind of complementary diamond pattern on them. Let's see if I can get this back to a decent height. Sorry, you guys. Nope, not going to go easily. So I will show you what of the back I can show you. And then the back has the same large diamond pattern that's on the sleeves. The colorway is Aerial. It's kind of not a bright turquoise. It's kind of a gray blue turquoise. Garter stitch bands and the neckline and cuffs. It does have a bit of waist shaping, which you can choose to do or not, as the case may be. So it would work with a fingering weight yarn that has good stitch definition, not too much of a halo. And the pattern is available as a standalone on Ravelry. So if you love it, you can pick it up. It's actually live right now. It went live last Friday. So that is finished. That is something I knit this summer, but can share with you guys now. So that is my finished object for the week. I have one. Woo! Okay, on to works in progress. I'm still working on the Foofy Pink Kid Silk Haze sweater. I'm up to the sleeves. I'm ready. I've got one sleeve not quite half finished, but my plan is to take that as a travel project and work on the sleeves, which is kind of great, you know, mindless knitting around on stockinette kind of project right now. So I will take that with me, try to work on the sleeves while I am in transit to and from Texas. And the other thing that I am working on is a pair of socks. Socktober kicked off this Saturday, October 1st, and I am hosting a Socktober stitch along. You can choose any yarn, any pattern. You can see details in my Woolly Wonka Fibers group. There will be prizes, and I will talk about some of those in a moment, but I wanted to show you guys where I am with my current sock. This is the Strawberries and Cream Frappe socks from the Coffee with Cece collection. This is the 5th of 6 socks I'm knitting from that collection, along with the group in the Knitting Broomstick. In Jilly's podcast, she is hosting that. So I'm working on these currently. I'm using my MCM blend, the Ayrton sock, and the colorway is Parfait, which is a really soft, kind of peachy pink. It's pinker than it's showing in real life there, for whatever reason. This is going to be one of those I think doesn't photograph very easily. But it is a toe-up sock. This is a 4-pay pattern, and it's got this great textured detail on the foot that extends up onto the legs. So I think I have a little bit, well, I know I have a few more repeats of the pattern to go before I can put the heel in, but that will be shortly, not too far along. I should be able to do that. So I'm also taking these as a travel project because I love socks as a travel project. Just they're portable, they're easy to pick up and put down. And even though the texture pattern, it looks fairly complicated, and it has one row that you have to kind of pay attention on and an easy short repeat to remember. So it's not a tough pattern. I'm really enjoying it. Kind of once you get into the rhythm of it, you just work away on it and make good progress. So that's all good. So anyway, Strawberry and Cream Frappe socks, those are headed out with me as well for a travel project. I guess I'm going to do lots of pink things while I travel, which is perfect because the Happy You, Misty's favorite color, is pink. Just saying. I think she's a little more hot pink kind of girl than pale pink, but maybe she'll let me slide. If you are headed to Austin, just know that I am one of the 2 featured yarns for this year's yarn crawl in Misty's shop. I have a brand new colorway called Hill Country Sunset that will be available at a discount, I believe it is, in her shop, and there is a matching pattern that goes along with it, and I will be able to share the details of that next week or so when I'm back. So that's it currently for knitting. That's all I've got going. Spinning. Lather, rinse, repeat. Same as last week. I am still working on those singles. I spun a total of, I think, half an hour last week. That was it. So obviously I am not making a ton of progress on that particular fiber, but I'm still working on the singles. I eventually will get them done and have something fun to show you. Just not sure when that's going to be. Maybe next month. Who knows? We'll see. So that is about it for spinning. Not too exciting. I told you this was going to be short and sweet. I do want to talk about prizes for the Socktober Stitch Along. I mentioned that I will be doing a prize pull a week. I think I'm going to do that Wednesdays until the very last week, and then I'll do it at the end. Well, let's see, what would that be? I may just stick to Wednesdays because the Socktober is going to end on October 31st, which is a Monday. So that would give everybody an extra day to take photos, post photos, and then I could pull for the final drawing on the 2nd of November. So let's say that's going to be the current plan, Wednesdays. So this Wednesday, I will be pulling a random name from the Ravelry group, either the chat thread or if we have any finished objects, the finished objects thread, but I think probably it'll come from the chat thread. This particular week's prize was donated by the very lovely and extremely wonderful Laura of the Corner of Knit and Tea. If you haven't checked out her podcast, finish watching this and go check it out. She is prolific. She has a ton of things on the go all the time. She knits all kinds of great stuff, and she spins amazing yarns. She graciously sent me a little prize package, and so there will be this going out to one lucky winner. Let me show you. She sent me 3 tea samples. This one I'm having a hard time thinking it should go away to someone because it's maple apple cider herbal tea. Sounds awesome. There's also a Meyer lemon and a mint, and they're all herbal teas. So she sent those trial packs of tea, and those will go in the package with a skein of Deeply Wicked sock yarn. This is 100% superwash merino, which is 400 meters and 100 grams. So it's about 425, I think, 425 yards. Plenty for a pair of socks. It is in this gorgeous, very fall-oriented colorway. It's got reds, it's got orange, it's got some sort of olivey green and some great purple. Let me show you the tag on it. And the colorway, if I didn't say this, is Autumn is Near. We're hoping it's actually arrived, but we'll take what we can get. So one lucky winner will get this and this cute set of tea samples. I will draw the prize winner on this Wednesday, which will be October 5th. So if you are interested in joining us, we would love to have you. The group has some great chatter. Folks have started their socks. They're posting some in-progress photos as well as some plans. Really some great eye candy in there. And if you're looking for a sock pattern, there's some wonderful suggestions that folks have started. So that is what is the deal for the current prizes. There will be a prize pull every single week. There will be some patterns of mine. There will be some other sock yarn. So please feel free to chat all you want. I will be pulling prizes from both the chatter thread and the FO thread. So hopefully that will be fun. You guys will enjoy doing that and joining along. So I think that that is about it for the world of knitting, spinning, yarny goodness. let's take a quick segue to the world of stitchiness. I have been working on my Babushka's Blossoms. Let me show you guys where I am with this currently. We took some time on, what was it? Saturday night. My husband and I, yeah, Saturday night, we had like movie night at home. So we cooked out and we watched a movie and I worked on this quite a bit. I am finished the bulk of this first quadrant here. You can see that I need to finish, there's a couple of flowers here that need to get done. Obviously the pumpkin is not quite finished, but I am working on that. And then there's this little bit left of the house and a couple of the windows that I need to fill in. The final pattern, which is a Plum Street sampler pattern, looks like this. So I probably am not going to get but so much work done on this in the next week, simply because I'm not planning on taking that with me to Austin, and most of my stitching time has been when I've carved out a few minutes over the weekend. So probably not a whole lot going on with that, but you guys can at least see the progress. I would love to at least try to carve out some time to finish the second page of the 4 pages that make up this pattern before I go. We'll see if that happens. The week has already gotten kind of crazy here in the next 4 days, so we'll see. We'll just see how it goes, and if not, I will work on it when I get back. I also put in very minimal time on my decorating the wreath. I can't remember how far I was last time I showed you guys. I know I had already started working on the red Christmas bow, and so I have worked on the bow a little bit more. Not a ton, just a little bit. But that's where I am on that one. And then finally, I actually started a new project to kick off a stitch along, which I in no way, shape, or form will get this project finished this year, probably not even next year. But this is the stitching shelf pattern from Heaven and Earth Designs, which I've talked about in the past, and I thought I would print out a slightly larger picture so you guys could see all the different tiers that I've been talking about, and the little ladies sitting there with their books stitching. And I really have not gotten very far on this. Yes, it is this big. It is. But here is where I am. Let me put some paper behind this just to help. So I have started the upper left-hand corner with the flowers, kind of peachy red flowers. And I have about 400 stitches put in that, but that's as far as I've gotten. So we'll likely not see any work on that this week either, since it's not really in any way, shape, or form a travel project. So that is kind of where I am. Like I said, really quick, fast, down and dirty kind of podcast this week. So I had originally thought that I might podcast next week after I got home, and I think looking at my die list that I'm going to say that's not going to happen. So I won't be podcasting next week, which is the week of the 10th. I won't even be home until midday Tuesday anyway, by the time I get back from Austin and drive up from the airport. So let's look for a podcast the following week, which will be the 17th of October, Monday the 17th. And so by then we'll have had a couple of prize drawings on the October stitch along, and I should hopefully have a few things to show you, just simply because I will have been on travel and maybe gotten through a pair of socks, or at least gotten a little farther along on that, and had an extra weekend in there where I've been home and maybe not too crazy. So anyway, that is where things stand this week. Thank you all, as always, for joining me. If you are a returning viewer, I greatly appreciate that you choose to carve out some time to sit and listen to my podcast. And if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for taking some time to check me out. I hope you enjoyed this, a little bit shorter than usual podcast this week. So until I talk to you guys next time, have a wonderful week with lots of crafting and some time for your family and friends. Um, and enjoy some beautiful weather, hopefully. Take care. I will see you guys mid-month.